This is the MI.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that. I thought something was missing.
Okay.
I was like,
Chris can take. Sorry, Chris. You might have to take this front bit off. All right. Hello, offloaders. So we're here with another Am I Normal with Noor, who actually, you are the one who inspired this series, actually, that I don't think I ever told you. That's why I call it this.
is that why?
Yeah, because remember how we were doing sort of the monthly ADHD? I kind of have gone away from that a tiny bit because I'd rather just like have a natural conversation with you. Although in saying that, it's kind of a contradiction that we do have a topic for today. Okay. Obviously, guys, you would have already listened to the sporting offload that came out last Monday, but with this one, I guess if you don't like sport and they haven't heard from you, how's everything going, Noor? And I'm Matty, your host. I guess I should say myself every once in a while.
No, well, I am your co-host, Noor.
Yes.
Everything, just working, my friend, working away, hustling away, getting life right. That's all you're gonna do. Grind away, fake it till you make it.
But
just working hard.
You've had a little bit more energy because what we're going to actually talk about today. So I thought I said to Noor, like off the pod, like I didn't want it to be like people think, how could I say, we're arguing and it's not natural. So if you heard the sporting offload, you'll sort of see we had very good, I think anyway, but we'll see with the feedback, very good natural banter. And we weren't forcing anything, which is the route I'm going down with this podcast. Barely editing some episodes and things like that. And obviously with Call a Mate that's done well, it's quite raw and authentic. So I'm going to be the against argument. So the topic is going to be peptides. So you did say, Noor, you're okay to say on the podcast that you are currently taking them?
I am yes. Currently. So at the moment, I'm currently almost halfway through a hereditary tried cycle. And yeah, I've got some interesting results from it so far and some people around me as well. So yeah, I wanted to talk about it more because I feel like maybe some people don't agree with this point, but I feel like it's just some people have really, really, really struggle with weight loss. Mostly people that have been trying for years. So I feel like it's a nice step in the right direction of being able to actually do more for yourself. So I know everyone says, I want to do it myself. I want to do everything myself. But there's some people that are really stuck in life that I feel it can be a big change for them, a big help in life. Like if you're for the right person, probably I didn't need.
I didn't want to say anything, but I was going to say, I guess if for the prototype, and as I said, because I am the against argument, remember, for the prototype of someone who, as you're talking about, has tried everything and does need it. Obviously, and to a normal, quote unquote, normal personal gem pop, if they saw you previously, they wouldn't even think you need to lose weight or gain muscle.
Yeah, so I used it more as an aesthetic thing. Like I've never been able to get past 15% body fat, which is already pretty low for some people. But for me, I wanted to get lower and I've been stuck on that for a long time. So it got me from my 15 now to under 10% for the first time in my life. So for me, I lost 7 kilos in 8 weeks. 7 kilos in 8 weeks and just off body fat. So I lost 2 kilos of muscle at the start, but that's because I didn't have my diet really on check. I was just, because it can take control if you don't be careful, because you can not eat altogether. It depends which peptide we're talking about exactly, but I'm talking specifically about the new weight loss drug that's going around at the moment called Retta. Well, everyone's just calling it Retta. Makes that easier. So for myself, I didn't know. I'm not the person to say, I needed it. But another person that's currently started taking it is my mother. Okay, she is severely overweight. And she went to a doctor and they told her to take Ozempic, which is a single antagonist, which it does one thing, it just suppresses your appetite, which you notice a lot of people get sick and you hear a lot of stories about why people don't like Ozempic or what's the other one?
Manjaro?
There's Manjaro as well.
I've got I don't want to interrupt you. No, okay. You go on, but I do have I don't know if they'd want to be named, but I have a family member that's on Manjaro, so I might chat about that a little bit, but go on with your story.
That's Manjaro and Ozempic, they do one thing, which is it's an appetite suppressant. So a lot of people get sick, lose all your muscle. Like it becomes a real struggle to do things in everyday life when you're doing that. But it does a few more things. So it doesn't, like, even the doctor didn't want her to tell her I was there when the doctor, he said, like, she mentioned about the Reddit to him after he told her Ozempic. He didn't want to say to her, yeah, it's from his like mouth, but he thought what it does as a triple antagonist, instead of just doing a single thing for your body, it would be better for her. But he didn't want to say it out loud because he just said, like, I'm not allowed to say it out loud. But he goes, he does think, and there's so many studies at the moment going around. People are talking about it like there's no studies. No, there's multiple stage 3 clinical trials going on at the moment that are showing people on a very, very low dosage in 48 weeks, losing about 25% of their body fat percentage. And this is clinical trials going through in a healthy way. And these are going on at the moment. They've gone through phase 1, phase 2. So anyone saying no, these things aren't, they've been trialed and they've been being trialed for over 3 years now. You know what I mean? So it's in the peptide industry, I feel like Reddit at the moment is definitely the most studied one out of all of them. There's a few maybe that wouldn't have, but it's got so many, that's why it's being studied so much. And there's thousands of people participating in these. Like, this isn't a study with 1 or 2 people. This is a study with thousands of people. And it's for different things too. It's not just for the weight loss, actually. So it's for the rapid weight loss, appetite control. It controls your blood sugar levels better. When I was trying to say, like, a triple antagonist, when I was saying that the Ozempic is only a single antagonist, so it just suppresses your appetite. This suppresses your appetite, but it also improves your insulin response in your body. Okay, so whatever, you're reacting better to the food that you do have in your body. You're using it for energy better as well. And it is also a glucagon, like, it helps you with how much energy you're burning in your body. So it does 3 things at once. So it helps burn the GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon burner. So it helps speed up 3 things at once. So the food you are eating in your body, you are using it better, if that makes sense. I'm trying to find a simpler way to explain it because I've been studying about it a lot lately, and the words, obviously, some people didn't understand what they're going on. So yeah, there is just so much to come out of it for people that need it. Look, I'm not the person that needed it. I did not need it. All right. But I was doing it for, like I said, I wanted to see what it would feel like to be at under 10% body fat. And it was amazing. But I have someone else, like my neighbor, who's on it too. He's lost 12 kilos now in 12 weeks. It's changed his life.
Okay.
He's been over 120 kilos for years now. He's done everything to lose weight, puts it back on. This for him has become life-changing, massive. Like, just for showing him what it was, he still thanks me for it every day. You know what I mean? So that's how much it can be. It just depends where you are in life, I guess, and what you're doing with it and the reason you're using it.
Excuse me for coughing. But I was going to say, my question for you, and this is actually not like, because I've gone with ChatGPT and found against things for this because I wanted to be quite even. But I actually had an organic question that I thought of. What about, like, for you, if a client comes to you or hears this podcast and they think, oh, Noor's on it, but as you said, you didn't need it, quote unquote. What if they don't need it, but then it pushes them to take it?
So that's why I would like to speak about it, and I'm open about it for that reason. I wouldn't want anyone to think I'm doing like, oh, how is your diet working? No, I'm everyone that asks.
That's an interesting point.
I don't need to sit there and say, oh, like, I've been dieting so hard, because I haven't, because it makes life that easy.
Because
like,
they might, sorry to cut you off, but actually, I get what you're saying. They might actually think, oh, how does Noor look so perfect? And he's just doing training and eating just as me, but I can't do that. And so that is interesting.
So
okay.
I want to let them know, look, you're not doing anything wrong. I've just done extra. And I've tried every drug ever. Like, in my years, I've done every kind of steroid cycle. I've done a lot to my body, and I know a lot about what that affects and not affects. So the people that are complaining about it the most are probably the people that take the most drugs.
So you think it's like influencers or someone online that is taking stuff but isn't honest about it?
Exactly. So there's a lot of people that are that. So I would rather be honest about it. So if someone does have a question, I'd rather them come ask me, and I can give them the information, because I've tried it myself, good or bad. I can give them the good and the bad about it. So I've heard the stories, and it's been around me now. I know multiple people with good stories, but I do have a couple that didn't enjoy the cycle. Like, feel sick and mad. It's not for everyone, but there is some people it is for. So I'm here to talk about it for them people. So I would want to be open about it because I would want someone to come ask me, and I would want to help them out. Because imagine they just thought, oh, this is a good change. I had someone ask me actually, and she was already at 22% body fat. She didn't have much body fat at all, with barely any muscle in her body. Someone like that, I had to convince her not to. And I want to do that. I'm not trying to sell it to anyone or anything like that. I'm just trying to give good information. If I can help you in some way with my information I can give you, then it makes me happy in that way. So if I don't see anything wrong with it, but everyone's a little bit different, obviously, with how they feel about stuff like that.
No, that's actually a fair point because you look online to influencers and a lot of young guys, I think, well, I mean, girls have a harder time with body dysmorphia and things like that. I'm not saying that, but I know the new wave is kind of like guys on the internet that are on steroids, for example, but they're denying it. And then young men think, oh, how come I don't look like that? And can get a distorted view. So it's a different view that you had of it. I guess like I don't know the research in terms of like this particular drugs. It's hard, but I know with Manjaro, I suppose my only problem with things like this is, say Manjaro, for example. As I said, I won't say the family member, but he had lost a fair bit of weight to get operations on his knees, which he wasn't able to do before. So again, to your point, a positive thing that he wasn't able to do. The problem now is he's prolonged it and he's still on it. For what reason? I don't think there is an adequate reason, but he's giving different excuses. And I don't want to say it's like it's nothing in the terms of like a drug addict, but with anything, even caffeine or things we've talked about on the show before, like, I think you can get used to the feeling of being on it and never want to be off it again with anything. So what would you say to that?
I absolutely would understand that. Like, mostly when, as a previous steroid user, that's exactly the same feeling you get. Like, once you jump off it, you're just like, but why would I jump off it? If I'm just going to go back to where I was, why not just stay in this good feeling forever? But see, that's why I feel like people need to talk about it more often. Because people
honest.
People are so secretive about it that no one has the full, like, let's say me or you just now starting off, you don't know any information, you don't know who to ask.
I'm not starting a cycle, but that sounded like
just as an example, like if you wanted to start you're like, bro, all these information's all over the place, you know what I mean? Everyone's got their own thing about it because everyone, oh, no, you should diet, but you're not dieting. Like, if you can't give someone advice on how to do it if you're not doing exactly the same thing that they're looking for to do. You know what I mean? So there is a grey area in it. I'm not saying that it is, that at the end of the day, it's on the black market. So who you're buying it from, what you're getting, with the quality of what you're getting. That bit, I feel like, is the more grey area of it. Like, I feel like it probably will be one day, like a doctor can prescribe it. You know what I mean? It's going to change a lot because, you know, you're getting the quality. People know they're getting it from the chemist. You're not getting no risk of infection. That's probably the biggest side effects of them is the risk of infection, jabbing it wrong, people not knowing what they're doing. Like, the side effects that they say that they do have, obviously the long-term effects are still being studied.
Yeah, that was one of them that came up on ChatGPT. As I said, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm not going to read it out as if I'm like coming up with it off the top of my head. It did say not enough long-term data. So it's like, a lot of these peptides haven't been studied over decades. We're basically in a phase where people are experimenting on themselves and we don't fully know the long-term effects.
And that was the same thing with Ozempic, for example. At one stage, it wasn't like, what's that word? Standardized. Yeah,
regulated.
Like, regulated. That's the word. And people were taking it, worried about it. The same thing that's happening right now, it was the same. It's a peptide as well. You know what I mean? It's just gone through the trials for long enough now that it's been able to tell people what the effects are. It's at the end of the day, it's a new. How are you going to have the long-term studies if it hasn't been around for long enough yet? You know what I mean? But there's currently stage 3 trials. There's already been stage 1 trials, stage 2 trials, and there's multiple current stage 3 trials going on, and there's like different ones. So there's ones for how it affects fatty liver. So there's big thing about, apparently it can fix fatty liver, how it can help with arthritis. What was the other study? I think I wrote a couple of these down actually.
No, that's all good. I was just looking through his notes. He's done his research.
Oh no, I lost that bit.
No, that's all good.
That's all good.
So you're saying that there are more studies like going on at the moment.
Currently, there's multiple studies happening at the moment about it, and like I know one of them definitely is about the fatty liver one, like how much it can reverse fatty liver. Like there was talk about, so there's large phase 2 and phase 3 trials going on, 1,000 participants. They're studying obesity, diabetes, and heart health, on how much it can change it. So they've all gone into stage 3 now, with thousands of participants because of stage 1 and stage 2 went so well. So it is in the process of being what was the word?
Regulated.
Regulated.
Yeah, that's all right. You sometimes on the podcast for some reason you get stuck on one word. I've done it before. Yeah.
So it's in the process of that. I feel like in 5 years, it's training wheels. It's helping you. You can't fully rely on it. If you do fully rely on it, that's why there's no doctors giving good advice about it, because they're not allowed to. What's it called? They're not allowed to script it to you. So they can't give you the advice about it unless it's on the darkies on the side.
Yeah, because that's what it's another. As I said, I'm gonna read off ChatGPT, but it says here regulation is messy. Some peptides aren't even properly approved, depending on where you get them. That opens the door to dodgy sourcing, wrong doses, and real health risks.
That's definitely, but that's why I'm talking specifically just about Reddit at the moment.
Okay.
Because it is it's the biggest one out of all of them at the moment. It is crazy how big it is at the moment. I've never seen any kind of drug besides maybe cocaine be this. Honestly,
actually,
it is. In my classes, I've been thinking, so I'll go up to people in my class, they've lost weight. I'm like, hey, you've lost weight. I thought it was because of me. Think being a good trainer. Then they're like, Redder. This person, Redder. I'm telling you, like multiple people just, I'm like, wow, I did not think it was this normal. Mostly since I started saying it. And I made a few posts about it on my Instagram. A lot more people have been wanting to talk about their experience with me.
I
made a couple of posts about it and how it's working and stuff like that.
In your caption?
On my stories, yes. On my stories and stuff like that. So, as I said...
look at your stuff. I don't know why I didn't see that. Okay.
What a good friend.
Yeah, I didn't know. Okay, so you've already like sort of opened the door to discussing it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's why like I know that I'm not the kind of person that's saying this is like the be or end all. I just feel like I know a lot of people that could highly benefit from something like this being regulated. If look how much they talk about Zempic and Manjaro and all that, about how good it is at the moment, because so many people are taking it, because the doctor can give it to you. It's on the news every day about the prices are going down because it's working for so many people. That's one of the 3 things that Reddit does. So Reddit's on the way to being that next one. So it's currently worldwide trials. If you actually, anyone listening, go have a look into it. Like maybe people are just looking at TikTok, because currently TikTok and Instagram is just peptides.
Yeah, because it was funny. After you came with me to the idea to do it, and obviously, like as I said, I'm doing the against argument, but and I was a little bit naive to the whole thing, but I thought, you know, it's kind of like one of my favorite reporters, Louis Theroux. Like he did the Manosphere recently, and he'll go into different topics. He doesn't even have to particularly agree with it, but he just thinks there should be a sort of conversation about it. Yeah, and why do people get attracted to taking it? Things like that. But yeah, what actually happened? It's so weird, but I feel like this does exist in the universe, I guess you could say. After we had that conversation, then I started hearing about it. Like I was in the office, and a few of the girls, I won't say their names, I guess, but a few of the girls came in from Marrickville, and they were actually saying that they're against it in terms of like, because they're having quote unquote Gen Pop clients asking about it and saying, oh, I need to get it. And so both trainers were quite different. One was on the, not on the fence, but kind of was like, well, I can't control what they do. But the other one was like, I won't say her name, but she was like, I won't train you if you get on it.
Yeah, no, see, I don't, people will say, I don't understand why someone would do that. I don't see that stance on it. Like if it feels like this could be their change of life, you should, as a coach, even if you don't agree with it, help them through that. That's what she probably needs more help than ever at the moment, that lady that wanted to jump on it.
It might be like the effect, which I'm very aware of having a 3-year-old daughter, that if you actually go too strong, they can end up taking it anyway or potentially changing trainer because
like, let's
of
say,
that
yeah,
as
that,
well.
like that girl's been this person's been coaching you for ages, and you tell her, oh, look, if you jump on the radar, because I'm probably scared that you're not going to be my client anymore because you're going to lose some weight, but I don't want anything but the best for you. So I would more than happily discuss it with you to see if it would be your ideal situation. And if it isn't, I would do my best to try and talk you out of it in the best way possible. But to just thread it, it's almost like, I'll do this or we're out.
A bit like a mother sort
Exactly.
of figure.
Like that, I don't feel like that's probably pushing that person even more in that direction.
Yeah.
Because I'm against it. Like that's makes people want to try anything that someone says don't do. If your mum tells you don't get out, like when you were a kid, right? You want to get out. Same thing. Like people are telling you don't take Red Eye, even though it makes you lose weight. Like makes people think when they go home, maybe I should try it. Maybe I should try it. I feel like if people, any coach, even if they're not taking it, including yourself, like to get more knowledgeable on it, because it's such a big thing in the fitness industry at the moment, we're all coaches, we're personal trainers. Even if we're not taking it, like let's say a client asks you about steroids, you should be able to answer the question.
You're saying you can't just put your head in the sand and sort of act like it's not happening. Exactly. Because it is.
It's massive. I don't think any coach can in this industry right now can say that it's not. So it is there. And I feel like as a coach, you don't have to take it yourself for this, but you want to learn about it, just like you study how to squat or how to train in a certain way and how to eat in a certain way. If you can help people out with something they are doing extra, then I feel like that's just another weapon in your arsenal that you can use in the industry to get more clients even. So it doesn't mean you have to take it yourself, but like let's say a client came to you and wanted advice about it, and you can give them the right advice, and then they go home, which everyone does, and check ChatGPT, and what you said connects with ChatGPT. They're like, oh, fuck, this guy knows what he's talking about. So I feel like it's there and it's staying for a long time. It's not going anywhere. This is the future. Like there's no more. If people want to lose weight, you do not. Before you had to have surgery, you had to save up money or diet. There was no two other options. Now this is
in the middle. It's kind of in the middle, exactly. I guess you could say.
And some people that you would look at, you think they don't need surgery, but they've been in their head their whole life. They've tried every diet, they've tried everything, but you think because we're like a bit healthy, oh, you can do it yourself. But some people have been trying for 20 years.
But because I'm on the against side, do you think that's more a problem of society rather than the fact they actually need to fix their body?
Well, look, as I said, like a lot of, probably a bigger portion of that need it are taking it that don't need it. That's the problem. So there is, there's a balance that hasn't been found at the moment.
Okay.
That's what I feel like. So, like, as I said, I could have said I didn't take it at all and just learned about it. But I know I didn't need it. Like, need it. It was just for me I wanted to see what it could do and how I would look in this. And honestly, I've never felt better in my life.
I was actually going to ask you, what does it feel like? Not to, what's the word? Not to like put it on a pedestal or like gratify, but this is an honest podcast. So
I was obese as a child. I was very, very fat. That's why I became a personal trainer. I lost a lot of weight when I was 16 years old. So I know what it's like to be in that situation as well. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. So I know I'm still fat at heart, for example, now.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
I train my ass off all day, every day, so I can eat whatever I want at night when I go home. Now that's currently me. Like that's been me before the Red Eye. Sorry. So I'll train twice a day, do everything, do my 30,000 steps a day. You know what I mean, and then go home and eat whatever I want because I can't help myself.
But that's not on the side of like binge eating. It's just overeating at night.
Oh, no, even binge eating. Like
okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So I would make sure every day to over push myself, killing my body to try and make sure that I can eat whatever I want when I get home because I would work so hard during that on purpose that I know I could eat without getting fat. So I didn't want to put on the weight. So it started messing with my head because I could not control my cravings. That's always been me. It's very, very hard for me to control my food, you know what I mean? So since this, it showed me that I don't know what it exactly, like coming off it now, I could feel my hunger coming back a little bit. But now that I have an idea of how to do it and what it feels like to go one night or 1 week without snacks that night, I don't feel like taking it again even.
So it's sort of given you like you feel like it's giving you the self-control without being addicted, basically.
I feel like it gave me the training wheels to show me what a successful diet would look like or how it feels like at the end of the night or You know what I mean? Like, does that? I think I can
yeah.
explain that well. So I didn't know what it would feel like to be under my calories by 1,000 or something like that. Like, you can do that on this and still be healthy. Is the difference. So whatever. Let's say you're used to having 3,000 calories. If you had 1,500, you'd be burning them the same as 3,000.
Yeah, I get you.
So you would have the same energy levels for eating half the amount in the day.
My fear would be, I guess this is just like me personally, is like I think I've spoken to friends about this, or they've sort of diagnosed me essentially. Also do get therapy monthly, once a month, but this is more from friends. They sort of said like after the gambling addiction, because I beat that, I hate being reliant on something. And that's why we've even spoken about like now I have the decaf coffee and I'm not drinking alcohol at the moment. So I'm really like weary of that.
I get that.
So that would be maybe my fear, to take something that made me look better, but would I feel the same inside? Because as you said, in a way, you're still that fat kid in your mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it would be different for everyone.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a subject like it's just for some people, and it's for some people might be interested in knowing more. And I'd love to help with that, whoever that person is, that to teach them a little bit more, even if I could teach them one thing about it, good or bad. So I'm more than happy to talk about the bad stuff, but I can tell you how I felt on it. You know what I mean? And I could say this for me and my neighbor, we started at the same
You
time.
nearly went cross-eyed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, go on.
It changed our lives.
Okay.
Like for how I feel and look in this industry, I've never ever felt this way before, and it's a nice feeling. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, but people don't want that. Some people like doing it themselves. See me, I've taken steroids before. I've done a lot of things that I don't really care about, help and not cheating, make my way. So a lot of people are, oh no, I just want to do it myself. I understand them people. You want to do you. But that person that doesn't want to do that, I don't think them people should be judging that person that badly.
If they're on the last resort, you're saying.
Mostly now with this research about you cannot. It's not like people are not so down on people drinking alcohol, and look at the studies on that.
Yeah, I do.
Like, if I tell someone I don't drink, they're like, what? You don't drink?
Yeah.
But I say I take peptides, it's the opposite way around. Like,
I do. I am kind of with you, even though I'm the against argument on this topic of like, and I had this chat with Colleen. I'm sure she wouldn't mind like us talking about it. I think she sort of misunderstood me a little bit, but we ended up getting to the right thing. I think we maybe were chatting about like caffeine originally, and I said like, I'm not having caffeine at all. And she's like, why? And I'm like, well, I don't think it's good for you. Me personally, I don't think it's good to have it over, like, not one a day or two a day, whatever. I mean, like, in terms of, like, shout out to Achilles, but from Marrickville, but he was having 10, like, in a day. And it's just not that he's a judgmental person, because he's been through a lot of different things in his life too. But what I'm saying is, I just find it funny that a client or someone might say to me, I have 5 coffees a day, but then if I told my gambling story, you can sort of see like their shock on their face. And I'm like, well, you're addicted to caffeine. And my point to Colleen, where I think we misunderstood each other, but we ended up finding a common ground, is I wasn't saying that one is better than the other. Like, I wasn't saying that let's say someone who's a drug addict who's like lost their family and their friends and everything, that they're exactly the same as like someone in corporate who drinks 5 coffees a day. No. But what I'm saying is, I don't think those people should look down or vice versa.
no way. Everyone has their reason. Like there's different reasons people drink caffeine. You know what I mean? Like mostly like, and people don't know the reason yet. And they're already judging. Like, let's say you just told them the gambling. They didn't even know the rest of the story. And they're already like, oh.
And alcohol is I think alcohol's probably a little bit stronger argument than the caffeine, 100%.
Look
because
at the studies on alcohol.
And it's normal. It's like, actually, if you are out in a social situation and you do say, like, because I'm doing it at the moment, oh, I'm not drinking. It is like, why? That's what they say straight away. But to your point, if you were out in a social situation, I'm pretty certain if you had 30 people and you said I'm on peptides, I would say at least half would
Say why?
would say why in a and would be like, no, that's bad for you.
In their head, they'll be like, oh, he's such a drug user.
Yeah, yes.
Stuff like that. People actually do
Yeah.
that. And that's what the road I feel like shouldn't be going down with Redder.
Yeah.
There's so much peptides in general. That's a very broad subject because there's so many. There's literally one for everything. There's for your skin. That's a whole nother subject. We can have the JHKCU. This is like everyone.
Yeah, I know there's like even tanning ones, which I think is
Like, At
ridiculous.
the moment, the JHK, that's the one everyone's on. Even more than Redder. So this one's for skin. It's for copper. It's called JHKCU. So it's a copper peptide. You're literally every day.
It just changes your skin color.
No. Actual, like your cells start to regenerate. Your skin starts to remake itself.
Yeah, okay.
But you see a lot of people now, they're starting to look like they've done Botox. You know Botox.
See, but then I guess I'm doing the same thing that we just spoke about. For me, when I hear that, I think that's ridiculous. But yeah,
See, you might be thinking that, but not you exactly. But so a person that's done Botox before, for example, I'll tell them about the GHK, say and they're like, that doesn't sound good.
yeah. What? Yeah, I know what route you're going down, and I do agree. And it's kind of like that. Let's say for that example, I'm like, why would anyone value their skin so much? But then what if you had acne your whole life and that was your like thing? And I guess to my point earlier, it'd be better if we solve the problem of society and the way we look, but in the meantime that's not looking like happening. So it's sort of
I don't think it's gonna. That's the only thing happening. But I just feel like, bro,
with
Instagram,
Instagram.
if you're looking into it, just make sure you look into it properly. Make sure that's something that's right for you. I just feel like it could change so many people's lives that need it. But at the same time, it can, like any other drug, it can get abused. If you do not abuse it, it can help you in so many good ways. If you do it properly, if you cycle it properly, just like anything that you would take, if you, like anything's a drug at the end of the day. Just because it's called a drug doesn't mean something bad. Panadol's a drug. Take 6 of them, not 6, take 16 of them. You're going to die.
And what I was gonna ask you as well, Noor, how much does it cost?
Well,
Because we're being honest.
So it varies from about $100 to $300 for about 4 to 8 weeks worth. So it just depends how much people are taking. So the bottle could be $200. It's only like this big. But the thing is that the most life-changing bit is that you only have to do it twice a week, or some people even once a week.
But it is injected.
It's injected, but in your fat. So it's not like a steroid injection where you're going into your muscle.
It's like a because my mum does it for diabetes. It's like more like a diabetes.
Anywhere that there's fat in your body, you can do it there. It's only a little syringe.
Okay.
And it's literally once or twice a week. So it's not even. It depends. If you want to take it in 1 dose, 3 doses, worse than the half-life is like 6 days on it. So anywhere along 6 days, you can take it. So it doesn't hassle you at all. So it's boom, once a week, and then you say your life starts to slowly change from a 10-unit shot, which is pretty insane. It's pretty insane to see what it can do with the minimal amount, with the minimum, literally the minimum dosage is a crazy what it can do for just the minimum dosage. So people are taking just too much as well. People are taking too much.
Yeah, and that's what like on here is saying too. It's sort of saying to not, it's telling me what to do like in this podcast, but it's saying don't say peptides are bad, but this is quoted what I'm meant to say. I'm breaking the fourth wall, but I am saying we might be normalizing something before we truly understand it. That's what it's sort of saying. And I guess like to your point, what you're saying too, it also brings up the quick fix culture, and it's sort of it feels like another shortcut. Instead of dialing in sleep, diet, training, we're jumping into injections, and that worries me. Again, this is meant to be me saying it. Worries me because it builds reliance instead of discipline.
I feel like it's 2026. People that are complaining about it the most have done most of this stuff just in another way. That just because it was their friends that told them to do it and they've done it before, or their parents have done it before. Like something, it could be anything. I mean, that I probably find just as bad as they find peptides.
Yeah, I do. I am with you on that point. I guess it's a funny thing that when I first started working in gyms, most of my school friends who, maybe train here or there or like aren't as into it, they always say, oh, you must be around a lot of trainers who are on steroids, for example. But the crazy thing is I was around more people on steroids when I worked in a factory.
Absolutely.
And to go to your point, the like absolute lack of knowledge was insane when I think about it. Like there was a guy I remember, again, we'll just keep the names off this podcast. There was a guy I remember that we were loading a truck together and he was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to drink on Saturday. We had like a going out thing, whatever. And I was like, oh, how come? I was doing the same thing. I was like, how come? Why? And he goes, oh, because I want to get on steroids for my partner's birthday. And I was like, oh, when is your partner's birthday? And he's like, oh, about 3 weeks away. And I was like, okay. And then he said, yeah, I've only got enough money for to do a cycle of 3 weeks and then I'll probably get off it again. So like that, and those conversations, like I don't know if it was like it wasn't every day or anything, but I'd probably hear like something like that. If it wasn't steroids, it was obviously drugs, cocaine, whatever else like going around in that factory. So the or the lack of knowledge and miscommunication, I guess, between like that sort of thing, like they definitely weren't people going to their doctor and saying like, so I guess what you're saying is
my biggest take from it is just do some research. If it's something you want to do, talk to your doctor about it. There's nothing wrong with talking to your doctor about it. They will tell you the truth about what it does, because they're going to tell you, ask them about Ozempic. Let's see what they say about Ozempic, then ask them about Retta, because anything they say good about Ozempic is going to be the Retta plus more.
And then also get regular tests from your doctor.
You should, as you should before you. That's why you should.
But you should anyway. To be honest, I'm bad at this since I've had Eva, my daughter. Like blood tests. Like I used to get them every 6 months, which we should be doing, but I haven't.
Yeah, on it, definitely blood work is very, very important. The more blood work you do, and then the doctor will tell you then what's going on in your body if something isn't working the way you want it to. But if you, like, I would highly recommend, if anyone were to take it, to tell your doctor about it, and he will help you out along the way more than any online social media profile could help you. There's no one that can. Your doctor still he can't give it to you, but he has to help you take it in the right way. So ask your doctor about it. Get some more information about it. It's not as, you might be a little bit scared. Don't just do stuff. Don't just jump into anything. Yeah, it's a massive trend at the moment, and I know a lot of people are doing it blindly. You know what I mean? But look, I'm telling you that I'm your guinea pig. I've been people's guinea pig. If you do have anything, I can help with that. But the first thing I'd say, go to your doctor first. If you're insistent on taking it, that means your doctor has to help you with it. So the doctor can't give you the bad information on how to do it, what to do, and how to get off and stuff like that. So that would be the biggest takeaway, is that if you're insistent on it, if you do want to do it, I'm all for it. But I would highly recommend just speaking to your doctor about it, to get the right information about it, and speak to the right people about it, to make sure you're getting the right information, or you're not just listening to social media, which is what most people are doing at the moment.
Yeah, because I thought, like I said, when you came to the idea of this podcast, I just thought it'd be an interesting topic, because as you said, we can either put our head in the sand and sort of act like it's not happening, but you might have clients that are coming to you asking about, taking it or whatever else it is. And I want to say clearly, obviously, we're not endorsing to take it or anything like that, but you're just coming out, which a lot of, I know you're not a fitness influencer, but a lot of people online or coaches are taking something and they're saying to their clients, oh, you can get the same results, especially in that bullshit 8-week, 12-week challenge. You can get the same results as me if you follow my same schedule, my same eating routine, but it's dishonest.
Exactly. Pay me and that's not going to help. That's people, you're going to end up disappointed. That's the person that is getting information from that person is going to end up disappointed. You know what I mean? I would much rather be open about it. And I would hope all people were, because people are just too scared worried about what people think. So like if I say, like, I'm happy because I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about me, to be honest. Like, if you think bad or good that I am taking peptides, I honestly don't give a flying F, you know what I mean? But a lot of people do care about that. So, you know what I mean? So if their friend might not like it, they're not going to take it because someone thinks bad of them. So it just, as I said, it's a person by person case, I guess.
And the last thing, Noor, I wanted to ask before we finish up is because they've obviously they've said like on here that there can be side effects and they're not talked about as much. But I guess like, and you've been like, thanks for being completely honest on this podcast, which I knew you would be. But like, have you seen any? And if not, you don't have to make something up or anything like that. But have you seen any negative side effects yet?
The most honestly, I've been around it now for about 1.5 years with other people taking it and stuff. The worst I've ever heard anything happening was nausea. And even if you look it up studies wise, that's the thing. There is no study on the long term.
Yeah, that's what we got to double down on that and just say.
That's why I'm making it. But for what you're doing, for what everyone is doing
right now, their blood works are still
there's
good.
There's pretty much no side effects. So let's say because on your first jump on it the first week, you might feel nauseous because you're eating 1,000 calories less every day or 1,500 calories less. So your body hasn't adjusted to having that low calories in your head and just trying to get through the day. So you're going to be a little bit under energy at the start and nauseous, to be honest. I didn't get that, to be honest. That's why I think maybe I like it even more than most people. I didn't get nauseous, didn't get no headache, didn't get anything. So for me, it's only been positive. But I've heard some stories that aren't as positive. Some people just can't handle nausea, for example, like it's not feeling sick all day. Some people can't go through that. Even if they would to lose weight, they can't put themselves through that. So there's some people that have tried it for 4 weeks and stopped it due to the nauseous. They feeling nauseous at work, for example. And they just can't do that because they can't go about their day properly while they're feeling nauseous. So far, that's literally probably the only thing is like, some people are so nauseous that they end up vomiting. But it's around that stomach pain and just being hungry, really.
Okay. Well, I have a final thought, like they used to do on Jerry Springer. But I just for me personally, I'm just going to say, like, just hearing you talk about it, I would maybe say, if you are a person who has an extreme personality, is prone to addiction, maybe stick away from it. But I would probably apply that with alcohol as well, which is socially acceptable. So to your point, I do sort of agree that we do judge each other through different vices.
Lenses. Really different lenses. You know what I mean? Like my lens that I have on is I used to be fat, I've been in the industry, I've lost weight, I've done it all different kind of ways. So I'm looking at this as a good thing.
Yeah.
And you might be a person that's already been healthy your whole life. Like you've just born, like you got a healthy family, you're all good with that kind of stuff. No one's had to lose weight. So you don't understand why someone's taking drugs to lose weight. You're like, why don't you just have a salad?
Yeah.
That's literally what someone like, why don't you just eat salad more? People just can't do it.
Yeah. And I guess also we should say that also take it if obviously you have tried what you're saying as well. There's people who've tried every single avenue and they still can't get to
I feel like it should be a last
resort.
Last
Okay.
resort.
All right. Thanks so much for being honest, mate. I hope we were sort of, I guess, impartial on this, but and I gave a bit of a different side to that. Let us know what you thought of the episode, offloaders.
Peace.